Shalom, everybody. How's everyone day? How's everyone doing? Hope everyone is well. Um, so today we're gonna go into the serpent in the garden, right? So in the book of Genesis, it speaks about Eve and how she met this serpent, right? So we're gonna get right into it, right? So the book of Genesis, chapter 3. I'm gonna read verse 1. I'm gonna just skim down. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yahweh Elohim had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath Elohim said he should not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden, of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim hath said he shall not eat of it, neither shall he touch it, lest he die. And the serpent said unto the woman, He shall not surely die, for Elohim doth not know what in the day he eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and he shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to his eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves apron. And they heard the voice of Yahweh Elohim walking in the garden in the cool day, in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh Elohim amongst the trees of the garden. And Yahweh Elohim called unto Adam and said unto him, What art thou? Where art thou? And he said, I heard the voice in the garden. I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee thou was naked? How hast thou eaten of the fruit? Hast thou eaten of the fruit whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me the tree, and I did eat. And Yahweh Elohim said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. So the serpent beguiled Eve, and she did eat this knowledge, the fruit of knowledge, basically, right, of the tree of good and evil, right? But who is this serpent that beguiled her, right? Who is this person right here, or what is this thing, right? So in the book of Ezekiel, right, it goes into a little bit summarization about something, right? So I'm gonna bring it out because it's very important and it's very edifying for subjects like this. So right here in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 13, right? Thou hast been in, this is speaking on, I'm going to start at verse 12, actually. Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, Thus saith Adonai Elohim, Thou sealest up the sum, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of Elohim. Every precious stone was thy covering, and the stardust, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of thy turbets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou wast created. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of Elohim. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. So, right here, we have, right, Satan was in the Garden of Eden, or known as the serpent was in the Garden of Eden. But in a manly form, right, the person was named Tyrus. He was a king, and he was basically a Canaanite, right? Because when you look at the king of Tyrus, right, he was known as a Canaanite, basically. So this Canaanite man, right, he was in the Garden of Eden, right, and you know, thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou was upon the holy mountain of Elohim, that has walked up and down the midst of the stones of fire. So not only this Canaanite, right, is there in the garden, but also the cherub, right, which is an angelic being in a spiritual format, which you can't see the cherub. You can only get the sense of the cherub to the Spirit of the Most High. Right, but the Most High says that thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou was upon the holy mountain of Alahayim, thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. Right? So, do you see that Yashatan, right, was a cherub, because that is an angelic being, right, Yashatan, right? But he took in the form of a man, right? He took the form of a man. This man was a Canaanite man, right? But when he took the form of a man, he became a serpent, which is basically someone to deceive you, someone to trick you, and backstabbing you or whatever, right? Verse 15, thou was perfect in thy ways from the day thou was created, till iniquity was found in thee. So iniquity was found in this anointed cherub, right? So by that, you know, that lets us know that the Satan was perfect on his ways from the day he was created, right? But iniquity was found in him. Iniquity was found in this cherub. Right, verse 16, by the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of Alahayim, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Right? Because this angelic being, right, he had the multitudes during that time going into merchandise. Right? But when you have merchandise, and when you have a lot of it and people have not so much of it, then certain people get a little bit corrupted, right? Especially since this angelic being, this cherub, he is the one to corrupt them, right? Because he has iniquity. So by them doing the little merchandise things, right? Okay, every now and then violence springs up. And who starts it and who causes it, right? Who causes the men and their spirits to be risen up in wrath and take someone else's possession and, covet after those things? That is a spirit of Yashatan, someone that goes against the Most High, you know. Mosiah says that he will destroy this covering cherub from the midst of the stones of fire. Verse 17, thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. So, right here, Yashatan's heart, this cherub's heart, was lifted up because of its beauty. All the beautiful gems on him, right? All the stones of fire he was walking on, right? Whatever all that stuff means, right? It looks beautiful though. If you think about it, try to put a vision in your head, right? It look beautiful, right? But this cherub corrupted his wisdom, meaning the Lord gave him wisdom. So this angelic being right here, he has wisdom not only of angelic things, but also of man, right? In a small aspect, because wisdom worketh all things. But this one specific anointed cherub, he corrupted this wisdom, meaning his wisdom is defiled, his wisdom is evil, his wisdom is to go against the Most High by reason of that brightness. So because he thought he was basically enlightened and beauty and that sun ray, he thought because of all that, he thought that he was much better than God. But no, that's not the case. I will cast thee to the ground. See, the Lord says, I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings that they may behold thee. Right? Who is that? What does that sound like? That sounds like what? Oh, Lucifer. Right? Oh, Lucifer. Right? Lucifer. Right? I think it's in the book of, let me see. Isaiah. How art thou fallen from heaven? The Lord just says that. Well, what does the Lord say? Right? The Lord says that he's going to take this thing down. He's going to take this thing down right here. Let me see. Thine heart, verse 17, thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings that they may behold thee. See that brightness, right? That light, right? That light bearer that this Yashatan is, giving light to the people, giving his beauty, right? But deep inside of him is corrupted. Deep inside of him, his wisdom is defiled, right? For that very reason, the Lord is gonna bring him down, right? So this is angelic cherub. Clearly, he realms in the in the heavenly places, right? But the Lord says He's gonna bring him down, right? How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? See that beauty, that light inside of him, right? Whatever. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation, right? He did weaken the nations. Okay, verse 17, thine heart was lifted up because, verse 18. Thou hast defiled the sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities, by the iniquity of thy traffic. Therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of thee, it shall devour thee, and I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee. See, just like how he said it in Isaiah, he's gonna make everyone see and make everyone well, hold on, let me get it. Yeah. Okay, which okay. Slakia. I thought he says gonna make him see before the nation, something like that. Slakia. Okay, verse 18. Thou hast defiled the sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities. By the iniquity of thy traffic, therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. So the multitude of thine iniquities, see, all the stuff that he conjures up, all the stuff that he meditates on, right? And by the iniquity of thy traffic. Now, traffic, that's right there. That's commercialization right there. When you selling yourself, right, and you go out there and becoming a prostitute of the world, right? That's what it means by traffic. When you go out there and start selling yourself, literally, that's not what the Lord has required you to do, right? The Lord has not required you to sell yourself and be some type of form of a prostitute, right? He has called you to be a priest. He has called you to be holy. He has called you to seek light and seek knowledge of good. Verse 19, all they that know thee among the people should be astonished at thee. This is the one that I was wanted right here. Verse 19, all they that knew thee among the people should be astonished at thee. That should be a terror, and never should be any more. See, all the people that knew this person, right? Of course, Jasatan as well, right? They're gonna be astonished at them, right? And they're not gonna be in terror no more. They're not gonna be in terror no more. So I just thought that was very amusing and very pleasing, right? About the Garden of Eden. It was not a serpent, it was a man, but he in the form of a serpent because he beguiled Eve, he tricked Eve, right? He lied basically. Well, he didn't lie, he just beguiled her, he tricked her and committing something that she wasn't supposed to, right? Hey, but that's because of why? Yashatan's wisdom, right, is contrary to that of the Most High, right? And for that reason, the Most High is gonna cast Yashatan down, right? So with that, Israel, stay strong and stay vigilant. Always read. Blessed is the man that readeth. Revelations 1:3. As for the other nations, cleave unto us. Cleave unto me. You know, for the reason is because the Lord has called you guys to do that. You know, of course, the Lord will watch over you guys. You know, but you guys help me out, I help you out. So with that, shalom to everybody.